This is Rugby Merlin and welcome back to the channel. This is my review of Scotland versus Ireland in the Six Nations 2025. So this is an epic encounter between Ireland and Scotland. Ireland have really dominated Scotland recently, but as I said in my preview video, 10 defeats in a row, and Scotland will be definitely up for it, I think, in this match. But Ireland, they looked really strong against England last week, and interested to see how the game will pan out. Lots of kicking back and forth early on, trying to feel each other out, and Pendergast put some nice kicks in, but they fielded very well. Kinghorn looks very dangerous at full back, and he gets a nice couple of counters. Doesn't come to anything, and we get the first scrum. First scrum is like solid as a rock for Ireland, and they launch a really good attacking phase from the scrum, which is a little bit unusual. Scrum is not usually the best attacking option, but they do it really well. Henshaw with a couple of notable carries, and it breaks down eventually very close to the Scottish line, but Ireland look really up for this. So from that attacking period of play, Ireland do get a try. Pendergast loops it out to Nash. Nice to see Nash back in the side. He's a young lad, and I think he did really well last Six Nations. So great to see him get a try. And it's 7-0 because Pendergast does kick the conversion from the touchline. And he had a great game. So yeah, Ireland 7-0 in front. As predicted, the Scottish pack is struggling a little bit against this Irish side, and I think they really need to employ their ball carriers a lot more. Dempsey's back in the side, Dempsey, Ferguson, even Gilchrist at second row. They need to be using them as ball carriers and pick and go whenever you can, just to put Ireland on the back foot, because they're way too comfortable at the moment. And I think that's a way to go for Scotland. If they can do that, maybe they can fight their way back into this side, because it's pretty obvious from the early outset that they're a little bit outmatched up front. So Scotland do exactly what I wanted them to do, basically. They take it up the guts and run it hard, run it straight. But yeah, it gets turned over, and I gotta say, Ireland's breakdown was absolutely immense all through the game. They put pressure on the Scottish ball all throughout the match, but gets turned over, and they kick it, they hoof it downfield, and Nash gets an opportunity, but Van der Merwe gives Nash a little bit of a bump, and gets a yellow card for his troubles. He's lucky, really. It wasn't a penalty try, but all things being equal, I think it was not a bad decision. Van der Merwe, though, gets yellow carded, so Scotland are down to 14 men, and just when they seem to be getting back into the match, they lose the momentum, and yeah, 14 men. When the momentum does swing back to Ireland, they look really dangerous. As soon as they get in that final kind of quarter or third, whatever you want to say, the red zone, as they say now, which I don't really like, but yeah, as soon as they get there, they look dangerous, and maybe they could have scored a couple of extra tries, but I think the reason why they didn't really is Scotland's like desperate defence. They held up Ireland, I think, a couple of times over the try line, but Ireland looking kind of deadly. They might want to clean up their finishing a little bit, but they look very good, and I will say I've been impressed by Pendergast. I have my doubts about him. I've often said he looks like a bag of bones, which he does, like Johnny Sexton's clone. But yeah, he's having a great game so far. Just his composure under pressure has been really impressive, and as he grows in confidence, his play just improves and improves. So yeah, really good start for Ireland. Scotland gutsy, but not quite there. Then we have a very kind of disappointing moment in the match. Darcy, Graham, and Finn Russell with his big thick head. They have a head clash, and Graham goes off. He's had concussion issues in the past, I believe, so it's a little bit worrying for him. But yeah, the game stops for a while, and it's a shame for him, obviously personally, and also Scotland, because I feel they were working their way back in the match slowly, but yeah, it's kind of a turning point. Finn Russell goes off too, and he doesn't return to the game, so a little bit disappointed, a little bit of bad luck for Scotland, I would say there. Pendergast puts a penalty over to make it 10-0, and Van der Merwe comes back on after this yellow card. Scotland are trying their guts out, I got to be honest, but Ireland are a constant threat at the breakdown, and I think their Jacqueline was amazing. I mean, Easterby, who's the coach now, the head coach, he was a kind of a breakdown specialist back before it was a thing. And I wonder if he's putting them all through the school, because it seems to be spread the responsibility throughout the team. So, but Ireland were really dangerous at the breakdown. Pendergast always finding grass with his clearance kicks, which is a very difficult skill as a kicker from hand. If you're trying to clear your lines, what you want is to find grass, for it to hit grass, for it to bounce and not go straight to hands. And he did that so many times. And for a young man, I thought he had a very composed game at 10. And I'm a believer, so well done to him. Again, Pendergast playing in creative mode. He makes a very direct break down the blind side, feeds Doris, and Ireland get over for the try, and it's kicked again, and 17-0 now. So Scotland are going to have to dig deep to come back from here. Scotland do surge back though, and it's nice to see, but I will say the backline seems to be playing a little bit too deep, I would say, without doing the hard yards up front. It's all very well playing deep, but you have to have a little bit of penetration up front. And but they put maximum effort in, and you can't fault them for that all through the match. So let's see what they can do now. They do get a reward just before the halftime whistle, and that's VDM, Van der Merwe, extravagant finish. I like to say, is it absolutely necessary to finish it like that? Probably. I'm not a winger, so I don't know. But an amazing finish, and one that will be replayed a lot. But the main point is Scotland score just before the halftime whistle, and that was absolutely essential for them to stay in this match. First half summary, I think Ireland looked dangerous in the attacking zone. They haven't exactly executed perfectly, but they look really dangerous when they do get down there, because their territory hasn't been outstanding in this match, but they look really like they're going to score whenever they get down there. I think Ireland's breakdown has really been the difference in the first half so far. They're competing, they're Jacqueline at the breakdown was absolutely phenomenal. And what I'm surprised about, it's not just the back row, it's everyone is getting involved. So I think that's has been a specific point they've worked on, is everyone getting in for the Jackal. Pendergast is looking really good. As he gets more confidence, I think he's really showing his game now. Just beautiful player in terms of the ball skills. So I've been very impressed by him, and I wasn't a big fan of him. I'm a Crowley boy, so yeah. Anyway, Scotland, their backs are against the wall, and we're gonna have to wait to see what they can do in the second half. It's gonna be an uphill climb for them, but at home in Murrayfield, maybe. Scotland do get an early penalty, which King Hun kicks, so it's 8-17 now. So after a pretty rough first half, Scotland are slowly in this first half getting back into it. Scotland are all attack, and they're doing pretty well. Hugh Jones with a magnificent break in midfield, and he skins the entire Irish defence except for Gibson Park. And you have the camera on him, he just flies directly across the back line, and he makes an amazing cover tackle. It was try time for sure. I think it was King Horn in the end that he tackled, but what magnificent play by him. And he could have easily had another player of the match. I think they were just tired of giving it to him. But yeah, Scotland, maybe that is the momentum shifter back to Ireland. And Scotland had a great start to the second half. Scotland do stay on the attack though, and they get a penalty. They do opt for the points, which makes it 11-17. But I am wondering at this point, maybe that was the moment to go for the kill kind of thing and kick it to the corner. It might not have come off, but I think to me that felt like a decisive moment in the match. They went for the points, and yeah, if they had kept that momentum going, who knows what would have happened. Again, it's been all Scotland, but as soon as Ireland get a sniff of the Scottish line, they take advantage, and Lowe is the one to finish it this time. 1-on-1, he's very difficult to stop, and yeah, he gets over a nice finish. He's a great finisher, Lowe. So 11-24 to Ireland, and yeah, did Scotland just miss that opportunity there? Gibson Park with another bit of genius, and he really is on fire at the moment. I mean, there's not many players who can challenge him, I think, for the Lions spot, and puts a little dink over and ends up going to Jack, the Tash Conan, who is a great player, very underrated, I think. And yeah, Ireland get another try now. I think that was their bonus point try, so 11-29 to Ireland. The game does kind of shut down a little bit. I think Scotland have given their best effort, and but nice little caveat is Healy comes on in the front row, and he overtakes Bod for the most capped Irish player, which is pretty spectacular. I'm not sure exactly how it was, 130 or something, but what a fantastic achievement for him. So that was nice. In summary, I would say that for me, the game breaker was Ireland's breakdown play. Absolutely phenomenal. You got to give credit to their back row, Van der Vliet and all those boys, Omani, and you know. But it wasn't just the back rowers who we expect to get the turnovers. It was everybody. I think Porter had one. I think like Aki had one. It was all over the park. So I think Easterby is employing the Jackal school to get them up to speed. Scotland's effort was excellent. They did have a bit of bad luck, I gotta say, with that head clash was tragic, taking two of their best players off. But, you know, I will say Porter, Gibson Park and Pendergast played amazing. I was pleased with Dempsey. I thought White and Nine played well. You know, so I think, as I expected, Ireland won quite comfortably, but Scotland did put up a good fight. But on to the next match now. So the next match for Ireland is Wales. And the next match for Scotland is England. So the Calcutta Cup. I will be looking forward to that one more than I will the Wales one. Let me tell you that, for nothing. I hope you enjoyed the game anyway, boys, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye-bye.